Whether you're capturing golden hour over Santorini or documenting street food in Bangkok, a great photo or video can transform a fleeting moment into memory that transports you back to that very moment in time. You can feel the salty breeze brush past your face and ruffle through your hair. You can hear the sizzle and smell the rich peanut sauce from the best pad thai of your life. The difference between a snapshot and a stunning image or video often comes down to preparation, technique, and knowing how to work with what you have. That's why we're back with professional photographer and videographer Juliana Broste. She's dishing out her top 5 pro tips and tricks for nailing that perfect vacation memory on film.
I remember you showing, like, pouring a drink or something, and it gives so much more energy to the shot than just the drink or just you drinking the drink. You know, somebody making something behind the counter and then giving it to you. That just draws the viewer in. And that was such a simple tip and something I probably should have figured out as a storyteller, but you telling me that has been like the gospel of Jules ever since. And
I'm so touched that you remember this tip.
I do. I can see your influence in so much of my content.
Well, that is definitely the holy grail tip, is action. Capture the action for video or for photo, but really thinking through, like, what's going to move in this scene. Is it the sunset where the colors are moving and changing? Mm-hmm. Or is it like filming cheese curds? They're not that cool just looking at them. But if someone picks one up, it's a lot cooler. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It makes all the difference.
Seeing beer just sitting there, not that cool. Seeing someone pour beer and the foam kind of growing and bubbles happening. Champagne, even cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But
would you say that's like the most helpful game-changing tip about travel videos?
I do. I think taking action shots is the number one game-changing tip. Being able to really identify and anticipate what's going to create action. Is it me walking through the frame? Then I'll set up my tripod. I'm going to walk from off frame into the frame and back off frame. So just thinking through, like, in advance, okay, I ordered spaghetti carbonara, but it comes at a certain moment. So when you see that server heading towards you, you get your camera ready so that as soon as it lands, you get the landing, the shot of the plate landing on the table. Mm-hmm. So yeah, just really thinking ahead. Okay, I'm filming this helicopter. I cannot ask, could you please take off and land one more time? But if you go for the helicopter ride, go early and the last helicopter will land when you arrive. And then if you stay late, the next people on the helicopter will leave. Nobody knows if it's actually you inside.
No.
So you get some extra bonus shots if you're just thinking ahead, like, you know, being aware of repetition. Repetition in life constantly. Like, I love watching food being made because they're going to put icing on a cupcake and they're going to pick up another cupcake and do it again, another cupcake. And it's so fun to see 14 cupcakes in rows of 3 just kind of decorate in front of you. So yeah, just thinking through what would look cool and playing with time. Getting a chance to see something beginning, middle, and end is so much more valuable than just seeing it one way.
And this is not game-changing footage. We're talking about a bowl of pasta, but it's so much more interesting and entertaining and engaging.
The wheel.
The wheel. I was thinking of the wheel.
Yeah.
That's compelling also because I'm hungry. So what is the top tech tool you think every travel photo would benefit from?
For video, this is easy. I would almost say an ND filter, which means neutral density filter, basically works like sunglasses for your camera. So that for video, you have ultimate control over your exposure when you're outdoors or indoors. Indoors, maybe no ND filter, but outdoors when it's sunny, you might need we call it sunglasses, but yeah, like you need that filter to block the light so that you can create the artistic vision of your dreams. So, but for photo, it would have to be specific to a lens.
Okay.
And having multiple lenses, different lenses, so that you can have fun.
So you're not going to pick one.
No.
You're going to pick all.
The whole toy box.
Yeah. Your whole backpack.
I'm going to say the lens. It would be a specific lens. Maybe a macro lens, which is super fun to stick close up to stuff. Or if you shoot something far away with a macro lens, you can rack focus quickly. So you can focus on something far away and close more quickly. Then if you had another kind of lens. But yeah, I'm just going to say the whole toolbox. Give me all the lenses, and that would be fun for photos. One of my favorite tools is built inside of the camera, and it's called interval timer. Basically works like an intervalometer, which is a tool that used to plug into your camera, and it takes photos on an interval every second. Take a photo, take a photo, take a photo, take a photo. And I use that all the time to get the shot because I couldn't stand there and stand like this and then turn around and do this and maybe do one of these and then that. And just having options, that has been a lifesaver.
So aiming for perfection in photos and videos, love it or leave it, and why?
Perfection?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of
Perfection,
course.
yes. I would say quality over quantity any day. And mostly because we talked about this. You can take a bazillion photos without reason and cause on any camera at any point with no meaning, and it's just gonna live in your hard drive forever. But if you slow down and you observe the room and you look around and say, that's interesting, I'm gonna get that shot. And you take time to think of what lens do I want and what's the light. Is it dark? Should I wait till tomorrow when it's daytime? If you really kind of think through that one shot, you're more likely to celebrate it. So anyway, I'm not like a big studio person where I'm going to really like art direct everything, but I do think having something look the way that you want it to look, you're going to appreciate it more later, which therefore will mean you're going to celebrate it and enjoy it later.
What is the biggest mistake people make when taking travel pics and videos?
The biggest mistake people make for photos and videos would have to be taking too many. I think we all just feel, it's pretty normal to feel FOMO. And when you have your camera, you're feeling FOMO. So take the picture all these times. And just really thinking through, you know what? I'm going to live this moment and get the photo that represents the moment the best. And if you're vlogging or you're doing something where you don't know the story, you don't know how it's going to end, get the story, get a little piece of it here and there. But you can't go too crazy because you'll never look at it if you have too much.
What subjects do you think make the best travel photos and video? So yourself, people, landscapes, food, animals, and what are kind of the worst? What do you delete the most of at the end of every trip?
I think good subjects are intriguing and just bring something magical to the image. And usually that's people for me. Although if you had some cute animals, you can't really compete with a cute animal, especially when they're doing something interesting. Like, you know, when a lion roars and his mouth is just like in that moment, it's so powerful. But you're watching that lion for 4 hours and he never yawns or roars or anything. And you're like, wah, wah. So just waiting for that moment. Anything could be interesting if you wait for the moment. And even people, I love to people watch, seeing kind of like couples interact when they're just like, you know, talking about something and you know they're in a fight or you know they're actually charmed with each other.
You know when you got the image that you were waiting for.
Especially if I shoot a sunset, the way the sun kind of hides behind maybe leaves on a tree, it can kind of go in and out of brightness in your camera, and that looks so cool. But if you took the photo in a moment when it was hiding behind the leaf, it's not cool. But then when it kind of pops out, there's a moment, especially when you're shooting, when your apertures say like f11 or f16 or whatever, it's something very specific where you see the aperture blades and the star gets a little sunburst. And that's like, oh, that made everything. Like this whole shot wouldn't have been cool if it didn't have that sun with the sunburst star shape.
It's the sparkle.
It's a glitter, yeah. And even at night, I love it when street lights get that little glitter thing. But that again, that little starburst, it's a combination of your knowledge with how to do manual controls and setting the camera up a certain way, having a tripod, all these things to get the settings to the way you want to look. So it's not really an accident when you get those starbursts at night. It's like I intentionally did that, and that's what makes it magical. So there's a lot of art to make magic. Life happens at such an incredible pace these days, and it's for the best that we're all enjoying our moments. But have some actual concrete reminders of some of these fleeting moments. That's most important.
Juliana Broste, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks, Angie. It's been great being here.
Juliana Broste, thank you for joining us. And thank you, listeners, for being with us. If you're planning a trip, be sure to connect with a AAA travel advisor. Check out AAA.com/travel or visit your local branch. This podcast is a production of Auto Club Enterprises. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and leave us a review. I'm Angie Orth. Thank you for traveling with AAA.